Alright, so under the snow here and here, I've got, I don't know, 12 tons or so of ore. And I'd ship it up there because it's all frozen because it's cold here today. Come in here, and I got some ready to go. Dump it in this hopper. It conveyors up into my jaw crusher down in there, and comes out into this conveyor here, which I previously had issues with this crushed ore trying to slide down the conveyor. I used to have it at a steeper angle, so I screwed those little cleats on there. I picked up these 3 conveyors, that one, this one, and this one for $100 a piece. Found them on Craigslist. So, I had to do a little work to them. Got beads of caulk on this one. It's kind of staying for now, but this bigger stuff doesn't seem to have too much issues. So that. We'll get back to that in a minute. But here's my water recirc system. It pumps into that upper container, drains into the next one, drains into the next one, drains into this where my pump's at. Cold here, everything's frozen. And then I've added some of this flocculant. It helps clear the water up in between. So I have a sump pump in here that primes the irrigation pump up there. So I'll take you around a long way because I got my old ball mill that I don't use anymore in my way. Okay, so yeah, that pump pumps that into that PVC line on the wall, goes around the shop, and miscellaneous hoses coming off. So my jaw crusher, which is doing pretty trouble-free, conveyors up to this hopper. I was having issues with some of the bigger rocks clogging up the hopper to the impact mill, so I rigged up this expanded metal to kind of let the bigger rocks roll off, so I can dump them back through my jaw crusher. It breaks them up a little bit. Then this one will conveyor up and dump into my Stutenroth 2-ton per hour impact mill. I made a homemade hopper with the water out of copper. I got holes in it drilled, so it dumps water down through there, run it wet so I don't have too much dust because my ore is all damp anyway. So then it dumps. I have an old Action Mining wavetable that I personally never cared for a whole lot. It had issues with trying to run any volume across it, so I turned it into a classifier. I don't know if you're familiar with these. The material moves uphill on them. So I have the stuff coming out of there, dump onto the screen, and the oversize goes uphill. The fines fall through. They'll dump through, go through that pipe, and they feed the hopper trough on my Mount Baker Mining Metals shaker table here, 4x8. These ones, you get your high grade concentrate in the number 1 port there. Number 2 high grade, it gets a lot more sulfides in there. And then your middlings port there, which is mostly sulfides that you can retable. And then the tailings. That's my tailings bin. I got a 1000 mesh screen there to kind of block the stuff from going in here, so I can pump it out and back up with my water recirculating system over there. So yeah, that's been, I don't know, a year and a half messing around with this setup, trial and error, trying to get it to run right. My last issue was those bigger rocks clogging that hopper on the impact mill. So hopefully this will fix that, and I can run a good test today. I'll run a video of it running and link it to this one. All right. Okay, so I got a few buckets of ore ready to go. It's all frozen. Crappy light in here, so I'm using my light there. So I'm getting ready to fire it up. First thing I got to do, plug in my sump pump that primes my irrigation pump. Sorry, I only have one hand. So that's running there, the pipe. Turn on my irrigation pump. There's air pushing out lines. Rinsing junk out of my impact funnel that clogged up last time. Right there. Gonna check, make sure these look like they're running about right before I start turning on the tank. About right. About right flow. Alright, now we'll turn on this switch that turns on my exhaust fan for dust and plastic. Shake the table. Turn on cheese water. Everything's about right. Too strong there. Alright. Okay, now the noisy part. Turn on the impact mill and you won't be able to hear me after that. Right here. Okay, so that was exhausting. Between keeping an eye on my hopper, making sure it didn't pack up, feeding my jaw crusher, and just keeping an eye on things. I wasn't able to keep much of an eye on the table. And so I didn't get hardly any gold in my number one. You can kind of see it there, so not much of anything, nearly 1,000 pounds. My number two, this was just a small pan sample out of it. Actually had more gold, so I'm probably needing to adjust my table a bit. I'm gonna run an assay on my tailings, the middlings, and then run some smelt assays on those, see what I'm coming, what adjustments I need to make. So I will try to get that done probably tomorrow and add it into this video and try to get it posted. Okay, I got my assays ready to go from yesterday. I got small smelt in the number one quart. Okay, they're all in there. So check back with see what we got. Okay, ready to pour. Okay, well, here's my results. A little disappointing. This one is the very small smelt, very small bead. This one was the middlings, and this one was the number 2 concentrate small assay I did, and this one was the tailings actually. So looks like hardly anything, but it equals out to about 0.2 ounces per ton loss. Not too good, quarter ounce, almost a quarter ounce per ton. So either had a bad sample or the ore is not as good as I thought. So maybe I'll try to run a better sample next time and make some adjustments. We'll see. So, in conclusion, when you do the math with my assays, it comes up to about 1/3 of an ounce per ton if I had 100% recovery, which is nearly impossible. So a little disappointing because my previous tests had shown 3/4 ounce per ton, give or take. My theory is I this time ran only hard quartz like this, that when you break it open you can see that, pretty mineralized. But in my other tests I'd ran, the vein also had some crumbly stuff, looks like dirt, but that's gumming up in my jaw crusher right now because it's wet. So try to run a sample with that so it gets a little drier, or I can dry it out inside and see how that one comes out. All right.